Hello everyone and welcome back to FI5. This is Facts in 5 Minutes at Epic's Aircraft Mechanic School. Today our topic is primary and secondary flight controls. There are three primary flight controls. They are the ailerons, which are located on the trailing edge and outboard on both wings. The elevator and or horizontal stabilator, which is in the empennage, and then the rudder, which is attached to the vertical stabilizer. Now, when we take a look inside the cockpit, the pilot's pedals control the rudder. The yoke controls both the ailerons and the elevator. Control surfaces, or commonly called airfoils, work by affecting the airstream by deflecting it. As you can see here in this diagram, when a control surface is moved, it deflects the wing, which moves the control surface. Now, it's important to understand the three axes of rotation for an aircraft. These are three imaginary axes, and shown in red is the lateral axis, which goes from wingtip to wingtip, the longitudinal axis, which is nose to tail, and the blue one is the vertical axis. Now, in theory, these imaginary axes all pass through the center of gravity. Movement around the longitudinal axis is called roll, and it is controlled by the ailerons. Movement around the vertical axis is called yaw or yawing and is controlled by the rudder. Movement around the lateral axis, which runs wingtip to wingtip, is called pitch or pitching and is controlled by the elevators. So in summary, we have movement, axis, surface, and control. The movement roll is around the longitudinal axis, controlled by the ailerons, which are controlled on the stick or the yoke. The movement of pitch is around the lateral axis, controlled by the elevators, and again, controlled by the stick or the yoke. The movement of yaw is around the vertical axis, controlled by the rudder, and the flight control is the pedals. Now, there are several secondary flight controls. The first one is trim tab. Now, there may be a trim tab on each of the primary flight controls, as you can see here. These trim tabs may be moved manually or by small electric motors. There are flaps. Now, flaps are extended down into the airstream to allow the aircraft to fly at slower airspeeds. Speed brakes are sometimes deployed simply by spreading out into the airflow to add drag to help the aircraft slow down. Spoilers will be seen only on the top of a wing, and they do exactly what they say. They spoil lift. Now, this can be used two ways. They can assist the ailerons in rolling the airplane, or they can be used to spoil lift and help the aircraft slow down to a stop after landing. Slats and slots are on the forward edge of the wing, and their purpose is to move the airflow and help it stay close to the wing's upper surface at higher angles of attack. This helps the aircraft fly at slower speed. Slats are retractable, as you can see here on your left. Slots are fixed, shown here on your right. Well, folks, that wraps up Facts in 5 for today. Join us for the next one.